in front of me. What it also shows us is that when we are in the midst of despair and grief and sadness, is we will miss the hope of God if we aren't looking for it. When you are not looking for God, when you are not looking for what He is doing in a situation, it will always feel hopeless. And this can be a situation in your life as far as money, as far as health, right? A job, whatever's going on. And if we aren't saying, Lord, where are you in this and how can I glorify you in this? Help me see the hope that is Jesus, then we will miss Him, even if He's right in front of us or right behind us. How is that possible? It's because we're focused on the wrong thing. So there's a study, I actually saw one of my friends post this. It's the one good thing social media has done this year. And I looked into it and I thought, that's an interesting story. I never tell stories from the stage unless I research it. This one is actually true, so I went out and researched it. There is a man named Dr. Kurt Richter. He did an infamous study in 1957 where he took rats, have you seen this? Put them in jars of water and saw how long it took them to drown. Now, if you're here from PETA, know that I do not condone this part of the story. It's just what happened. It was the 50s. Anything went. So just push past that part. So what he found is that if he took wild rats and put them in a jar of water, they would drown in 15 minutes. If he then took those same rats and pulled them out before they drowned and then put them back in and pulled them out and then put them back in, you know how long they could last? 60 hours. 60 hours of rat swimming. I don't know what that looks like. This is how I pictured it, though, the whole time I was reading it. 60 hours. They would drown in 15 minutes unless they were taken out. You know why? They had hope. All of a sudden, hope was put in their life. And so this was the study. They then took domesticated rats that had been grown up with adult interaction and everything else, and they put them in the first time 60 hours. They could swim for 60 hours because they knew somebody will take me out. They always do. They always pick me up. They always help me. 15 minutes is how long it took a wild animal to lose hope and give up. Is there any wonder why we see so much darkness in the world? When we have a world of people who are told Jesus Christ is not real. There is no hope. There is no life after death. There is no eternity. There is no meaning to your life. You are a collection of atoms and neurons and material and matter. Do what you will, get as much pleasure out of this life, and move on into whatever you want to believe, but there's really no hope. Is there any wonder why suicide rates amongst youth are at highest they've ever been? And in the last 2 years, we've seen them quadruple. If a rat can only last 15 minutes in a desperate situation without the hope of someone to pull them out, how much more dire is it for a person who is thinking and made in the image of their God to continue on in life when life rains down upon us and we have no hope?